In this module, we're going to be discussing sampling. We've already covered the idea of the difference between a population and a sample. So the population is the big group of people you're really interested in. The sample is the smaller group of people you can actually get into your study. So there is another idea of a sampling frame. So your target population may be all OT students. The students that are actually accessible to you are OT students in the Pittsburgh area. And from that, you might draw, these are the people you would actually draw your sample from. So the idea is, yes, you may be interested in all people in this target population, but the ones you can realistically get in a study, this is your accessible population or your sampling frame. So the reason we sample is because we don't have enough money and time to test everyone in the entire population. So what we're doing is using the sample to make inferences about this larger population. And there's a distinction between sampling and group assignment. So sampling is what you're doing when you're going from your population or your sampling frame to the group of subjects in your study. So sampling is when you choose people for your study. Group assignment happens when you break those people up into different experimental groups. And both of these processes can be random or non-random. And they're done for different reasons. So the reason we use a random sampling technique is so we can make inferences about the larger population. The reason we assign subjects to groups randomly is so we can make conclusions about cause and effect. So random group assignment, that's the random part of a randomized controlled trial that lets you draw conclusions about cause and effect. Using a random sample means that your inferences about cause and effect can be applied to the larger population. And important point, if we were to do the same study twice and took two random samples, we would expect two different groups of people. That's what random sampling means. So this means that we're kind of expecting variation in our samples, and we're not going to get identical groups of people every time just by doing a random sample.